I read a study the other day claiming that humans eat more bananas than monkeys. Personally, I don't really like bananas. I had a kind of bad experience once I'll never forget, but that's kind of besides the point. But I have no doubt the study's true because I can't even remember the last time I ate a monkey. Hey kids, Adam here. Hope everyone had a great holiday weekend and things are on track for an even better new year. So I got a lot of ideas for these videos from the various Facebook groups I read on Reaper, in particular the Reaper users group or RUG. And today I'm answering a question from user Robert about various ways to apply effects to a track. Robert, take it away. Hi people, we put effects on tracks to affect the track horizontally. Is it also possible to put effects on tracks to affect a region or section vertically? For example, FX only for the chorus section, or what is a proper method of achieving this? All right, this is a great question. This is one of those questions like in Reaper and in mixing, probably for any DAW, there's multiple ways to do what Robert's trying to do here. So basically what Robert's saying is, if I put effects on a track, it affects the entire track all the way across. What if I want to take my chorus section, and that's why he's talking about horizontally and vertically, and just for my chorus put on, say, a bit different reverb or distortion effect or something like that. And this could be any track. I have a couple of ways I'm going to show you to do this with the vocals because I think vocals shows this pretty easily. The first one's going to be kind of the most basic. It's just going to be copying and pasting a track, cutting out the sections you don't need and putting effects on there. The next is really my go-to. It is automating the volume levels to different sends for things like reverb and saturation and things like that. And then finally, there's a hidden kind of, maybe not so hidden, but there's a trick that not many people might know about called item FX, where I can actually split up an item and put an effect right on that item. So let's go into Reaper and I can show you all three of these right now. All right, we're over here in Reaper. This is a finished project for my band song, Under the Moonlight. I'll leave a link for my band in the description below. Check out the song, it's kind of cool. Also, if you look under my band's YouTube, I did a mix breakdown of all this, so I go into a lot of this stuff in more detail. But I just wanted to show you kind of the three things right now that I'm doing and how I go about this. All right, so the first thing we're going to show is how to take a track, copy part of it out, and do different effects on that one part. I will do this a lot of the times for something that I want to bring out in the vocal, like if I'm doing a double. So what I do for this, there's a section of vocals. Let me play it for you here. Just play the lead and the double vocal.
Made back from could, should, would, spun around till the clock went down. And
so you hear that that could to should to would. He's singing in a really, really low way that it doesn't really come out. And I could do things like slice this apart and do clip gain, but I kind of wanted to do a different effect on it and try to make it so that the vocal really stood out. So what I did is I selected a part of the vocal on this separate track and I kind of cut it up and made the volume moves all around the place. And then I added, I'll show you my effects chain here. I added a big EQ bump. This is called like a telephone vocal. You do a high pass, a low pass, and then a big mids bump. I put RVox on it very, very, very aggressively. You'll see the threshold all the way down here to the bottom. I used Abbey Saturator to add some grit and some distortion. And then I put Sibilance on it for wave sibilance for de-essing because there's some pretty aggressive tones in here. So what we have before all this, if I just turn all this off, it's basically the same sound.
could, should, would, spun around till the clock went down.
And it really sounds the same thing. And if I put that in with the lead and the double,
Made back from could, should, would, spun around till the clock went down. And
it brings it out, but it doesn't necessarily define it. So here's where all these effects come in, and listen to this.
Made back from could, should, would, spun around till the clock went down.
And then in the context of the mix,
Made back from could, should, would, spun around till the clock went down.
It really kind of sticks out. So there's one method of doing it. Put something on a new track, put whatever effects you want on the track, and then just go from there. So now my preferred method of doing this, and I will again use the vocals, is different levels of reverbs. So what I have here on my main vocal bus, I have two reverbs. I have what I call a reverb short and the verb long. And I'll play an example of what these sound like here. So here's just the verb short. It's going to have other instruments on it, but mainly vocals. And again, that's just the short verb. And then here's the long verb. And I call them short and long verbs just because that's really the length of the reverb tail. But I have as you can tell, there's different things going on there, different EQs and things on the verbs. What I wanted to do though is I wanted to incorporate different levels based on the song. So this song is, guy taking his girlfriend up the mountain. They're gonna have a night and under the moonlight, and you can kind of let your imagination go from there. I wanted to have different things like the verbs or the verses I want to have sound a little bit different than the choruses. I wanted to have a kind of a dead spot in the middle. I wanted to have really, 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 really heavy reverbs on the choruses and things like that. So what I did is I started with both sends to both my automation sends to my reverb tracks at negative infinity, so basically off. So if we go down to this first verse here, I have just the short verb on, and I'll play just the vocals here.
It was good under the moonlight again. It was right.
So you have that. It's very, very, I think the level is, -7. So the level's not really, really aggressive, but it does bring some reverb, and it brings it in the course of the mix. When I get to the chorus though, I want to bring in the longer reverb because I like the way it sounds better. And you notice that I also start, I start with a -12 and I bump it up to a -6 halfway through. So I'll play the phrase right before it bumps up and all the way through.
And the moon was willing. It's better under the hood, under the moonlight again. Moonlight again.
And you can really hear that verb trail off, really long trail. And then the third verse is almost like a first bridge. Even though we have a different bridge in the song, it's a very, very, very different style. So what I did is you can see I kept my normal short verb here, and I just automated the level of the long verb all the way up to where it's going to hit in the chorus. And in the first chorus, I'm actually having both verbs on full blast. So I'll just play, and you can hear how everything kind of shifts up as it goes in.
'Cause she's a wild one. Wild one. Wild one.
You'll hear more reverb as these background vocals come in.
Blinding and winding around my love under the moon.
And now we get to the chorus and we have both reverbs on. Show you one more thing in the bridge here. I didn't really want much reverb at all, so I put the long down to negative, nothing, and the short down to like -16, where you barely hear it. It just kind of makes it feel like everything's in the same room there. And for the bridge, there's just a couple vocal lines that goes right back into coming into the chorus, where I have both of them at full blast.
She had me shaking the shakedown.
So very, very dry right here.
Satisfied.
And now we open it up.
She's on the mountain top.
All right, so let's say I want to add, I have this vocal line here.
Moonlight again.
Let's say I wanted to add an echo onto that last word again. What I can do is zoom in here a little bit, move this over. I'll just put a split here, and then I double click on this little part here, and now this is its own media item. I want take FX. And then I just want to delay. I'll just choose the simple JS delay, and I won't even really do anything much with this. You just move up, delay a little bit. And now this is only on this one item, so nothing else is affected, and it's going to go after all of the other effects. So
under the moonlight again.
probably not the best thing for this song, but it'll give you an idea what you can do there. What I like to use this for is things like Waves has these GTR. They're essentially just emulations of Boss guitar pedals. I like to put like phasers and flangers and things on parts of a solo or parts of a word, or an echo like this is a really, really great example. All right, Robert, my friend, hope this helps. Hope this answered your question. If anyone else has a question they'd like to see me answer in a video here, please post it on Facebook in the Rug user group or in the comments on this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, click the little bell doohickey to turn notifications on. You guys know what to do. If you'd like to support me, there's a link to buy me a Coke down in the description. That's all for this week. Hope everyone has a great new year. See you in 2021. You're right, Mike. Green apple Skittles water is awesome.